Hello, this is Fredo, and you're very welcome to follow this 13th episode of Santa Filomena. In this episode, I don't really remember what I did. It was about 2 weeks ago now. My god, time goes so fast. It's ridiculous. So I remember working this new industrial district. I don't remember if it's in this episode that I finished moving all the violin district to this one. I don't think so. I think it's the next one. It's in the next one that I do it. The plan being that the violin eventually becomes another residential district, mainly residential, maybe a few shops here and there, but because the Sycamore district has mainly become an offices district, I don't think there's going to be a need to put some more offices in the neighboring district. Oh, yeah, that's in this episode that we got some earthquakes as well, and that would be the base of a huge exodus in the population. Like at the moment, you can see we are at 52,000, but 52,000 people. But because these earthquakes will keep repeating, I think there's going to be uh, another occurrence of them, a much stronger one. Then people will start leaving the city, and I think by the end of the episode, it's like almost even worse than the tsunamis because well, we're not gonna physically see most buildings destroyed by it, but most places will just be abandoned. Maybe because the inhabitants uh, don't feel safe in a place with the earthquakes. So I'm not sure, but the thing is, it's gonna be the biggest drop in population for the first time since the tsunamis, which were not that long ago actually, because I think they were on episode 7 and 8, something like that. So it was like 5 or 6 episodes ago. But at the moment, as you can see, it's fine. We're still at 50 to even 53,000 people, I think. But it's later on when there's going to be replicas. You call that replicas, I think. Yeah, there's going to be replicas of the earthquakes that people are going to start leaving. I think I also developed a few new neighborhoods in this episode, even though I spend most of the time on the new industrial area, which I still haven't come up for with a name for, and that you're obviously very welcome to suggest. Oh, another one, yeah, there you go. They keep repeating. It's pretty much like the tsunamis. We got two in a row, in 2 episodes in a row, and here they're much more closer to one another, and that would explain why the population then started to drop. So yeah, I was saying that apart from the new industrial quarter, the district that I'm working on right now, and on which I spend I think most of this episode, you're gonna see me working on some new neighborhoods as well, new residential neighborhoods on another side of the city. Further, it's gonna be further down the violin around this place here that you can see right now. and I think I reworked the little bit that there is on the extremity of Dale at the end of the last episode, and I think I'm improving it in this one or maybe the next one. I don't remember. I'm just so lost by now. But the thing is, um, these are the last couple of episodes I recorded, so I'm not that much far along now in the in the game. So as I'm not much further along. There's just one other episode after this one that I've recorded and not done the audio commentary for. So I have not actually played in a while. Been quite busy lately, and yeah, I remember now in this episode I also put the ferry line in the heart of the city, and there's one line with only a couple of stops to get as close as possible to the center, and I had to rework the bridges over the rivers for the boats, the little ferries, to be able to go under. The annoying thing is that I might need to check them again in the game because they might be a little too steep. I already spent quite some time in trying to get them not as flat as possible, obviously, because you won't get them like very flat when you have ferries going under them, but trying not to trying to reduce the slope that they might have as much as possible because it's not very lengthy, so it's not nice, it's not aesthetically pleasing to have like short but high bridges. That's the annoying thing because obviously you don't want your river to be very large either, and so if you want to have functional transportation, public transport through the city, you also have to make compromises because you can't have it all. It's always a balance between functional and aesthetically pleasing. So you see me there putting a first ferry stop, and there's going to be another one by the Sycamore district, and a third one by the Violin, and then some more obviously as we develop. After watching a couple of videos on YouTube, City Skylines videos, I'm thinking maybe I should learn to use roundabouts a bit more because my streets are very Americanized, I would say, and maybe the traffic would benefit from quite a positive reduction, a helpful reduction, if there were more roundabouts in key parts of the city. Because it's nice to put some ferry lines, but is it really gonna reduce the amount of the traffic on the roads? That's the big question. It's meant to be helping, but it won't necessarily do it. That's why I'm gonna have to check the numbers in the forthcoming episodes. See if that's the slope I was telling you about. It's just going up, going high, so on such a short distance. It's not. It doesn't look nice, and even for the cars, like it's not It's not as realistic as I would like it to be. And so yes, I'm gonna have to check the numbers to see if a lot of people take those ferries, and if they turn out to actually be helpful to the city. I can always turn to other kinds of transportation, public transport, to implement in the city. But for example, when I think of the high subway or the underground system, I think the city is too small to have this at the moment. I mean, we barely have 50,000 people at this point. We actually gained quite a lot of people in this episode before it's starting to go really down. I can't believe that. Yes, I forgot. I forgot we had risen to such a figure. But as I told you, then it's going to start to drop, and it's not happened as of yet, obviously, because we have way more people than we did have at the beginning of this episode. And um, I like to think, as I told you at the beginning, that it might have been linked to the earthquakes, but now the replica happened a while ago, and now we can see the drop happening at the bottom of the screen. You can see the numbers are red and it's going down. And if it's not the earthquake, I can't really tell why this would happen so suddenly and so quickly. Like we lost people by thousands. Maybe there's something wrong that I did and that I missed, or maybe it's the game playing up like it knows how to every now and then. It feels like the game sometimes is trying to destabilize you. Don't know if you want to, if you can say that, like in French reference expressions, it would be something like that. And I guess in English you would say, yeah, destabilize. You have that word, but it's more literal in English. But what I mean is that the game is trying to challenge you and um, makes shit happen for no obvious reason. And I think if it's not the earthquakes, uh, that might be uh, losing that much people so quickly. That might be one of those occurrences, as to um, the game being funny every now and then to test you. But in any case, I didn't get challenged that much, and I just went ahead and pulled through, soldiered on, and went ahead with my plans and my ideas of development throughout the city. By trying to find reasons as to why this happened, I'm thinking maybe this could be linked to the relocation of a huge part of the industrial base of the city, because obviously you have all the recycle centers that have been moved, and because they turn out to find themselves much further away from the center now and from most residential zones. Maybe they're reaching areas or reaching points are not as adequate and as appropriate as they should be, and so lots of areas were suffering from a lack of well, garbage treatment pretty much, and so that must have led to lots of abandonments. That I guess would could be another reason why this happened. But on the moment, I was so focused in what I was doing. As you can see, I was just focused on developing the new industrial quarter so much that I didn't really take so much time and energy to really find the precise reason as to why all this was happening. But now, as you can see, we dropped the figures dropped so much. We started at 46,000 people, and we lost more than half of the population of the city. But this will fix itself in the future as we go along, and won't be a problem eternally. And you can see now that we are already regaining people, so people are coming back to the city and the numbers are gaining up again. So now we're going to start developing the new neighborhood I was telling you about earlier, which is further down the violin, and it's going to be by the coast, but on the other side of the main city center, modern city center. At first, I wanted to have like very small road, very small roads, and a rural kind of roads. And I found out that I made a mistake because these would prevent me from being able to implement bus lines. So I had to change it later on. But this new neighborhood, I want it to be only residential, maybe just a couple of schools, a couple of parks. I want it to be very rich as well, because they are literally surrounded by the sea and some river deltas, I would say, kind of. So it really looks, even naked, it looks like a very pleasant area to live in. And I wanted to enhance this by putting very nice parks and making it as wealthy as possible. I finally ended up reworking the streets of the violin to help myself remove the last factories there and start putting more commercial zones and residential zones of high density. That will be it for this 13th episode of Santa Filomena. Thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe to get notifications for the forthcoming episodes. And see you soon for some more adventures of your favorite City Skylines series. Bye bye.